Winter weather. The biggest series of season storms slamming the North Coast. Tonight, we'll take you to the snow and tell you what you need to know. And new at 6, the cutting-edge clean energy microgrid coming to Humboldt County's regional airport.
Just because we're a small community doesn't mean we have small ideas.
How it could benefit you. Plus, the Shasta Bomb Squad in full force.
It rattled my windows. That's how loud it was.
New tonight, we'll show you the explosive video. North Coast News at 6 on ABC 23 starts now. And we begin tonight with a look at our live weather radar. At this hour, the North Coast is under both advisories and warnings. Tonight, the North Coast is under a rare winter weather advisory for hail. Just look at all of that blue, the snow, the green, the rain, that wetness lighting up your screen right now. All that blue up there in Del Norte, Humboldt, Trinity, and Mendocino counties, that is snow we're seeing out there in Six Rivers and Hoopa. This just in, also we're hearing from CHP that there is a temporary road closure at Highway 299 after vehicles slid off the roadway around 5:30 and are stuck in that snow. CHP reporting that they are unable to make rescue because of how bad that snow is out there. No word on any injuries, but we are following this for you. Also, Humboldt County officials say Horse Mountain has already gotten 6 inches of new snow. So new tonight, chains are being required on all vehicles passing through the area. The road is open to the towers. Lots of weather-related stories to get to tonight, but first, we go straight to our first alert. Meteorologist Rob Elvington tracking this series of storms. He joins us now from the Weather Center to explain the advisories and warnings for us. Rob, good evening.
Good evening, and yes, we are tracking some heavy snow in the mountains this evening. Big issues on highways like 299 pushing through Humboldt County and of course into Trinity County. Also some issues throughout Del Norte County, and this is all due to the big cold front that moved through late last night and through the overnight hours. And as we look at the water vapor satellite imagery, this is great for picking up big circulations in the upper atmosphere and also big fronts. So there's our cold front that moved through last night. That is now off to our east and southeast. That opens up the door to the very cold air aloft and all the instability inside of it. We've got a big upper level low spinning off to our northwest, but we've got this big ball of energy with showers and snow showers that continues to move in from out of the west, and that's why we've seen so much active weather throughout the North Coast this afternoon now into the evening hours. And we have that winter storm warning that's still in place for elevations above 1,500 feet all the way through 10 o'clock on Saturday. So we're not done after tonight. We got more waves of precipitation moving in through the day tomorrow and into your Saturday morning. Still expecting 1 to 2 feet of snow for elevations above 1,500 feet. It's not going to be everyone in the warning area, but at this point you just need to plan on 1 to 2 feet. And again, when you see that 3 to 5 feet, that's mainly for the highest elevations. Most areas where folks do not live, but keep in mind that some of the higher elevations will be tracking some heavy snowfall totals. Winter weather advisory, and we actually don't see this very often. This is for the coast, the lower elevations, and this is through 10 o'clock tonight. And this is not for snowfall, this is for accumulating hail. Of course, accumulating hail can be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, on roadways. So very concerned about more hail, maybe even some grapple for the lower elevations all the way through tonight. Even tomorrow, there'll still be a chance, but this winter weather advisory only in effect through 10 o'clock tonight. We'll talk more about this system coming up shortly.
Thank you, Rob. Speaking of snow, joining us live now from out in Neyland is my co-anchor Scott Rates. Scott, what are the conditions like out there tonight? Show us the snow.
Yeah, Nazi, you know, the conditions are starting to worsen up here. We're seeing gusts of wind every now and then come through, and then lots of the snow coming down right now. According to my altimeter, we're at about 2,600. And again, we're starting to get some more of that snow starting to push in here right now with those gusty winds. Let me show you what it looks like here on the ground, because this is the kind of snow that you heard Rob talking about. It's that powdery kind of snow that really accumulates quickly on the side of the roads, causing a problem for drivers as they're coming up here too. We're about as far as you can go up Neyland without using chains. And you see another car moving by here right now going very, very slowly. But this stuff really starting to build out here. Let me kind of show you what it looks like around here right now. As I step behind the camera here, forgive me for a second, but you can see all of the white stuff coming down right now, and it's coming down pretty hard right now too. Again, the big concerns out here right now, the roads going up onto Neyland. At this point, anywhere further up, you will need chains. Again, we're at about 2,600 feet here in Neyland, but you can see it's really starting to come down right now, and it is cold out here too. You know, we heard Rob talking about how this is one of the coldest systems in the past couple of years, that you can really, really feel it. So A lot of snow coming down. If you are traveling up in Kneeling, if you live in this area, obviously be very careful. You're used to the snow coming down, but maybe not quite this much snow. So again, we're going to continue to monitor this out here, and we'll give you an update tonight at 10 and 11. For now, reporting live at the top of Kneeling, Scott Rates, North Coast News.
Thank you, Scott, for bracing that snow for us. This weather really harshening the conditions out on the roads out there. Just after 11 this morning, a car crashing into the side of Chitral Tire Pros on Broadway in Eureka, causing the store to be evacuated after the electrical panel started sparking. Humboldt Bay Fire tells us a woman was backing up her vehicle when she accelerated into a parked pickup truck, hitting it hard enough to push it into the side of the Chitral Tire Pros building. We were told one person was taken to the hospital with unknown injuries, but they were responsive. PG&E also responding to the scene to fix electrical issues and to check for a gas leak. Officials say luckily, though, no gas leak was found. New tonight at this hour, a Garberville woman is missing after deputies say she left her home to visit her children and never returned. This is a missing woman, 27-year-old Chelsea Dawn Israel. Sheriff's office says she was reported missing yesterday afternoon. Deputies say she was last seen on Sunday after leaving her home on Redwood Drive. If you see her, you should call the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office.
It's exciting that Humboldt County is sort of leading the charge on developing this new technology.
High-tech makeover. The Schatz Research Center is building an $11 million solar grid on airport grounds. ABC 23's Alex Hassenstaub is learning more about this groundbreaking project. She joins us live now in the studio. Alex, what does this mean for Humboldt County?
Nazi, this is actually the center's second microgrid after their internationally award-winning project in Blue Lake that was completed this year, meaning Humboldt has some very innovative technology, and it's going to do a lot more than just reduce our carbon footprint. The Schatz Energy Research Center at Humboldt State awarded $5 million by the California Energy Commission to create a solar-powered microgrid at the Humboldt County Airport.
It's a great opportunity for the engineers here, for students, grad students, undergrad students, local contractors. They're going to get quite a bit of work out of it.
The grid will power 17 buildings, including the Humboldt Bay Coast Guard Station near the airport.
We're going to have about 9 acres of solar panels out there, so very big.
With the project costing around $11 million, Redwood Coast Energy Authority is picking up more than half the costs.
Our chunk of the funding is going to be financed through a USDA Rural Electric Utility Program that we're able to access for low-interest financing.
And he says it's cost-effective.
Collectively, it'll actually be reducing the airport's costs somewhere in the range of maybe $70,000 a year.
The Redwood Region Economic Development Commission director says it will help the currently struggling airport.
It reduces the carbon footprint of the airport, which I think is important. But it also helps in the airport budget. Airports have to make their own money. So the more like a business you run them by reducing costs or increasing revenues, the better.
But Carter says it also gives something else to the county: safety.
They add resiliency to the grid, so that's important for, especially at times of natural disasters. We need to be able to get in and out of here, especially during a major disaster. And we also have the Coast Guard Air Station on the microgrid, so that is also a critical facility.
And despite that airport fog, Carter says
we've got pretty good estimates of how much it's going to produce, and it's still worthwhile. Construction on the grid is set to begin in 2019 and should be completed by the next year. Nazi, back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. New tonight at 6, switching to crime now. The Humboldt County Sheriff's Office arresting a Willow Creek man after they say he caused a huge commotion. This is the man taken into custody, 18-year-old Blaze Breslin. Officials say he was causing a disturbance at a Willow Creek business, being uncooperative and combative with deputies. The Sheriff's Office says he even knocked out a back window of one of their patrol cars. You see it right there. But deputies say no one was hurt. These past few days, the Shasta County Bomb Squad has been at home in Happy Valley, where they say a decades-old dynamite was discovered. On Tuesday, officials say they evacuated people within a half-mile radius of the home, destroying some of the dynamite in loud, spectacular fashion, as you just saw there. And they aren't done yet. Here with us is Julia Avery in Happy Valley.
Sally Kephart lives just about 100 yards from the barn where investigators have found nearly 400 pounds of explosives. She chose to stay home when deputies suggested that she evacuate.
I just wasn't afraid because I knew they had it under control.
She says she watched TV while the Shasta County Bomb Squad moved the explosive material to a place nearby where they could detonate it. A CHP helicopter overhead caught the detonation on video. Between 100 and 200 pounds of explosives were destroyed.
It rattled my windows. That's how loud it was. The first one, it startled me. And then after that, it was like boom, another boom about a half an hour later. And then it was like boom, boom, boom. So 7 of them total.
The couple who bought the home 4 months ago told me that they didn't know the man who sold it to them and had no idea what he left in the barn. Kephart did know him and says she isn't surprised. She says he kept a lot of things.
He was a real nice guy. He was a pack rat. You know, he liked to save everything.
She says the man lives in Oregon now, and she doesn't believe he meant any harm or even knew what he was leaving behind.
The sheriff's office says they're still finding explosive materials, another 150 pounds of it just yesterday. Deputies say they'll probably have to evacuate the neighborhood again when they destroy the next batch. Coming up on North Coast News, another school scare on the North Coast. Straight ahead, we'll tell you what the 2-day investigation is revealing. And
I think teachers should teach. Law enforcement should do their job.
Parkland students and teachers returning to campus. Still ahead tonight, the governor of Florida rolling out a $500 million plan to improve school safety. What it does and does not include after your weather report when we come back. But first, check out this snow out there where Scott Rates is. It is freezing out there in Neyland, all that snow. After the break, our first alert meteorologist is joining us again from the Weather Center with everything you need to know to stay safe. That's next. Time is 6:11. Stay with us.